At that time, if you had a supercharger on your car, they would just bump you up one class. So here I was racing against Junior and Doug Cook and those guys, and they all had superchargers. So we figured we had to just follow suit, and we found ourselves a Willys coupe, and we ran the supercharger stuff for a couple years, and then I was working for Ed down here part-time while I was going to school, and a guy came in from Prager Industries with a small block Chevy with 2 turbochargers on it. It was going to run at Bonneville. And I said, man, we got to figure out how to make that work for drag racing. So with the help of the guys from B&M Automotive with the transmissions and stuff, we figured out how to make that work, and we ran it on the dyno there, and the Roots blower made 520 horsepower, and the turbos made 700 plus. So gave us a pretty good advantage, and that's kind of how we all got started in this whole thing, and been doing it ever since. So, as far as my profession, I guess I probably had just about the best anybody could ask for. Started out, I was a writer-photographer for Carcraft magazine, did that for a couple years. Then went on to do Plymouth Supercar Clinic with Chrysler Corporation, working with a guy named Don Grother out of Oklahoma City. And from there I worked with several aftermarket companies, but then in 1983 I joined Chrysler Corporation at the Chrysler Shelby Development Center. I was with Chrysler for 20 years, strictly in motorsports, and the last 5 was with the Viper race team. I was in charge of all the engine development. It's kind of neat, you know, because I had $1 million plus a year to spend. But I learned one thing, nobody goes racing like the factory does. And we went to Le Mans, we won it 3 years in a row, and it was the first time an American manufacturer had done it in 25 years, so that was kind of the feather in our cap. Most memorable moment in drag racing had to be 1965 Winter Nationals. We had just brought the Willys coupe out with the turbochargers, and I don't think we even had a half a dozen runs on it. And lo and behold, here we come up and we're in the final against Stonewoods and Cook. And at that time, Doug was running 2 cars, the A and the B car. And so he had just run the A car, and he couldn't get back in time to run the B car, so they put Hugh Tucker in the car. So we went up the race, and I can still tell you every 1,320 feet of that race. You know, got the thing in high gear. I looked over, and he's on my quarter panel there, and there's no way he's going to outrun me on the top end. And I was so dang happy. I went right past the finish line and almost didn't get the thing stopped. Anyway, turbocharger thing was just kind of something that we just fell into. A few years later, we went and put it on the Barracuda with the Chrysler with the help of the guys from Hillborn. And then just recently here, we got back into nostalgia racing with the Barracuda, completely rebuilt it, but we switched over to twin turbochargers on that now, so it's been full circle. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Advice, I say, you know, follow your dreams and just do whatever it takes to get there, you know, whether it's education or work. Or it's a lot harder now than it was when we started out. But, you know, find yourself a team, go work for them, even if it's for free, just to start and get involved. And if you follow your dream, it'll happen. It sure did for us.
And don't take up drugs. I would like to open the floor at this time. Maybe some of you have some questions that you would like to address to Jerry. And we're going to do that with each speaker. And maybe some of you would like to share some of your memorable moments with them. I think it would be fun for them to hear what the fans thought of them at the time. I mean, good things, that is. So if anybody would like to stand up and share some of your experiences or have a question, the floor is open for Jerry at this moment. Anybody?
I have a story to share.
A sister.
Very Sister Dee, my favorite memory of the Gasser years. I was in elementary school. We were living in Gardena. Of course, all the neighborhood boys were my best friends because we had the cool race car in the garage. But the favorite memory would be every so often, just to see how the Willys was running, Gary and Jerry would do just a little quick run up and down our residential street. And the game was always to get it back in the garage before somebody called the cops. So there's my favorite moment.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any questions? Nobody? Somebody? We're gonna take